This tutorial is sponsored by Patreon. Thank you all for your support. Welcome everyone. In today's episode, we're gonna be talking about sanity system and how we can create one. Well, sanity system is used in horror games and it's basically similar to health, if not even the same. All depends what mechanics you want to put to your sanity values, of course. So for example, if the player gets low, you want him to start breathing, etc, etc. So let's create this system. It's very easy, and how we can create this is first I'm gonna create new player controller here for the UI later on. So just if you don't have already player controller, create one. I'm gonna create it like here, gonna change it here, and here I'm gonna get PPPC, sorry, from here, get PPPC. Oh, sorry, not get, cast. So cast to your player controller here, like that. That's done for now. Okay, so the next thing is we want to add the sanity to our character. So here in the variables, in the BP third person character, I'm using a third person template. Of course, if you have your own character, just add sanity. I will make it of type float because I want it to be decimal if I need it. And it's overall better to put values that needs to be like, how do you say that? Basically, when you need precision, you would use float. So we have this sanity here, and we can also create another one called max sanity. And both values, I'm gonna be setting them to 100 by default, like that. And now I will need interfaces. So I will go to the right click, blueprint interface, and call it BPI sanity. So the first function, as you can see, there is nothing. If you are confused about the interfaces, I made a video about them. So just one video before this one is gonna talk about interfaces, so make sure to check it out. It's already out. So if you are familiar with them, then let's go and get sanity. So this one is gonna help us to get sanity without directly casting to the player character. So in the output, I'm gonna make it amount and make it of type float, like that. So now if I go to my third person character, I can implement this interface that I just added, BPI sanity. And let's say under the interface, let's open get sanity. And now we have a function here, and we can literally just plug this sanity here, and this will be our variable, and this variable is going to be updated to our return node. So if we want to access it from the different blueprints, we're going to be able to do that without casting. So basically we are getting this value. Okay, another interface is going to be increase sanity, not interface but the function. I don't know what's with me today. It's because I have vacations today, so I guess it's getting inside of my head. So increase, reduce sanity, both need to have inputs. So now it's inputs, not outputs. And let's make it, call it amount for the both here as well. Compile and save. So now if we go into our BP third person character, you're gonna see these ones are yellow, they're not gray. And that's because the gray ones are functions, like this one. But the yellow one are events. So what I can do here is simply I can either create a new function here and connect it here, to make it a bit cleaner, or I can do everything inside of here. But it's basically the same. So what I can do here is I can get sanity, and I can subtract. And the amount that I'm gonna subtract with is this amount that I'm gonna have here modular. And I'm gonna set sanity here. And now what I'm gonna do is basically I can clamp this, and I will tell you why. So I will clamp this so it cannot go under the 0. So the minimum is gonna be 0 and the maximum is gonna be 100. And now I'm gonna put that there. And now we're gonna run the condition that's gonna check if this is equal to 0. If it is equal, then we want to say you died. You died. You run out of sanity. Or you can basically play any event that you want here. You can play the sound, etc., etc. Also, you can check if the player has less than 50% sanity. So you would like check, okay, so it's not equal to 0. Let's see if he has less than 50. And if he does have less than 50 sanity, then let's play a sound heavy breathing or something, you know. Very simple. And how you play sound is just play sound to D or spawn sound to D. The difference between play sound to D and spawn sound to D is that when you spawn the sound, you actually get variable out of it. Okay. So here, if nothing happens here, like if it's not equal to 0, then we just don't want to do anything for now. So that works. Now we're gonna increase the sanity. So we're gonna get sanity again, and we're gonna add. So this sanity amount is our current sanity, and we're gonna be adding the amount that's set in this event, sorry. And also this will be clamped. Sorry, not clamp axis, clamp float. So what we do here is this minimum is going to be 0, and the maximum is going to be max sanity. So now we're just gonna check if this is equal to max sanity. If that's true, if this value is equal to max sanity, then we're gonna set our sanity to be our max sanity. You know, because now we need to set it, because we're not updating it here, we're just clamping it. It's not like here. So if it's not, then we simply want to set sanity to be this value right here that is clamped. Perfect. So that works for now, and we can test this to check if it works. And how I'm gonna test it is, actually I'm gonna go to the another blueprint. So we have this BPPC, and I just wanna test if my interfaces works. So here I'm gonna have 1 key, and I'm gonna have 2 key. When I press 1, I want to heal, so increase sanity, and it's very important, it says in the brackets message. This means it's communicating between blueprints. So I'm gonna heal for 25, and I'm gonna also I'm just gonna heal for 25, and I'm gonna also from the target, because now if I press compile, I'm gonna get the error, and the error says message node increase sanity must have a valid target or reference to self. So that means we need to reference where this is nested, and it's right here in the player character. So we're just gonna simply from the target get player character. And if I press compile now, it will work. The next key is 2, and it's gonna say reduce sanity, also message. And let's reduce it for 25 as well. Also, it will need get player character since it's nested in the player character. Okay, so this should work, and I can test that by just simply printing string from here. Not the duration, but the sanity from there. This is just for testing purposes, right? You don't need to do this. Here it's not gonna update that it's 0, but what we can do is we can set basically sanity to be 0, like that. And now from the print string. This print string is only used for development purposes, so now we are checking if the system works, basically. So if you find it confusing, don't worry, it's just checking if the system works correctly. And let's do right one here. Okay, if I press play now, if I press 1, as you can see, I'm full sanity already. So as you can see, I died. Yeah, that works. And basically, when you run out of sanity, you want to play your custom event. That's gonna be like death or something else, as I said. But for now, this works great. Let me just delete those print strings. It's getting messy. Okay, so now that we have done that, some people would like to have UI for it. Some won't, some would. So I'm just gonna cover it in case you do. So I'm gonna create another widget. So under user interface, I'm gonna get widget and create that widget and call it v master UI, for example. I like to call it master UI. It's my personal preference. And generally, it's very good to have it inside of your player controller. So let's create a widget. So right now we are inside of the player controller. We are going to create widget master UI, and from the return value we're going to promote the variable, call it master UI reference. So here we are getting valid reference for later on when we need it. And here what we can do is also add it to viewport. Make sure you connect these two, don't forget that. And that now will work if we create some basic UI here. So let's open the UI that we just made, and let's add it a canvas panel. And we need this canvas panel just so we can rearrange things on the screen. And here I'm gonna create a little vertical box. And this is not something that's gonna be so nice because obviously I'm doing the tutorial, so I'm just not gonna care about design that much. But you can style it how you like it. So here I'm gonna have another horizontal boxes inside because I want to show text with the number plus the percentages. So I'm gonna have 2 horizontal boxes, and the first one is gonna be text, and the second one is gonna be progress bar. And what I can do is make them both fill and make this progress bar to the middle, so it's a bit nicer. Oh, I'm doing it to the horizontal box, my bad. So I need to select the progress bar, make it fill, and I can make it like this. Also, you don't have to make it like this. What you can do is also add the padding from the top and the bottom, and now you have it. So if I try to fill it, as you can see, that's my sanity. And this text can also go to the middle. It will be my sanity text. Make sure you set it as a variable, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to see it right here. So that's my sanity text, and this is my sanity bar. Perfect. So here in my BPI, I will need one more function, and that's gonna be get sanity percentage. So get sanity percentage here, I'm gonna have the output that's gonna be called sanity percentage. So if you can already guess why I have this here, and basically that's because here I had the amount that I got, and here I will have the sanity percentage that I will also get from the BP third person character. So the calculations are gonna be there. So here, if I go to the third person character, now you can see that we got another function. So if I open it up, I can basically just do a basic math here and just divide this with the max sanity, which is 100. So now this will give me a very nice percentage number. So to update your bar, as you can see, it's in the percent. So you would need the percentage to do that. Also here, we have a text that we are also going to update. So what we can do is, usually I like doing this stuff in my player controller, but you can also update it here. But I just prefer it in the player controller. So how we can access those variables is, now that we created the widget in the player controller, we have the reference that's completely valid. So we can get this reference here, and we can basically get percent bar, get bar, sanity bar, and here I'm gonna get sanity text, just like that. And now I can create custom events for this. One is gonna be update sanity bar, and the other one is gonna be, I can copy this, and the other one is gonna be update sanity text. And I will create one more. I will explain what I'm doing here. I will create one more that's gonna be called update sanity, and this one is gonna have both of those. So I'm gonna run this one, sanity text, update sanity bar. I'm gonna run this one on the start of the game, so instantly it updates my sanity, you know. So if I don't run this on the start of the game, basically until you get a hit or until you change the value, you're gonna be stuck with text block and this default percent, because it's not gonna be updated basically. And by doing this, we are gonna update both of it, so when we start the game, we're gonna get the correct value. Okay, so here we can set percent, and this is basically node to set percentage of the bar. And the percent is, as you can guess, it's going to be our interface, get percentage, and we can connect it like that, and we have percentage here. Would you look at that? So clean, so good. And the target is gonna be our player character, because once again, it's happening inside of our player character. So remember that. Very, very important. And the text, instead of set percent, of course, set text is going to be set text, yeah, node. So here, what we can do now is we can basically get a simple float to get this text, but we also have a node that lets us format this text. And here I'm gonna say sanity double dots. This is not important, you can type whatever you like. And then I'm gonna open curly brackets and call sanity. But you can call anything inside of this. This is just my preference, and it's gonna change the text here. So it's gonna say sanity double dots, and then it's gonna give us the value that we insert here. So what we can do is we can just get sanity. And as you can see, it proves once again that interface is very useful here. And we can get player character. So this will work completely fine. But we need to do one more thing. So now, every time we update it, every time we do something with the sanity, I will simply update sanity. But, as you can see, I cannot access it. But very good thing is, here, when we are already casting to the player controller, we can just promote this to variable and call it player controller reference. And nothing is going to change, everything is going to be fine. We are just getting a variable out of it for the reference. We are already casting to player controller by default, so nothing is bad here, everything very good. And now we can access the master UI, because everything is happening in the player controller from the UI. So right now I can just get master UI reference, or I can literally just update sanity, because this is inside of our player controller. That's why I like doing everything in player controller regard to UI. So this will work. This will also work. And this will also work. Same like this. So now every time we change the value, we are basically gonna manipulate with the sanity values and update them in the same time. So let's get sorry, let's get 1 key, 2 key, and let's say this one is gonna increase my sanity by 25. So I'm doing it again here, and this one is gonna decrease, sorry, decrease, or how did I call it? Reduce by 25. Also, we're gonna get the errors now. Boom, we need to get player character. And I just got notification. Wait. I have the on OBS, I have it from the stream. I get the alerts. Okay. So as you can see now, when we press play, we do have our bar and we do have our text sanity. And let's try to remove sanity right now. As you can see, it does work how it should. And of course you can play with this as much as you like. So basically this is the basic setup that you would do to create sanity system. And why is this very good setup? Is that we are updating only when we need it and we are not binding it. So this is very good practice, and you should definitely learn this and use it in the other situations. So yeah, this is how you would create sanity. Also, let's do a quick example. For example, I want to add some random trigger box in the level, right? Let me add it. Trigger box, yeah, trigger box. So this is just random trigger box that's in my level that when I once interact with, it's gonna remove sanity from me. So I can go to my level blueprint. This is not important at all. I'm just showing you that it works. And on actor begin overlap with the trigger box, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simply reduce sanity by 25. And I'm gonna get player character here, and that's gonna be it for that, and we can only do one stat, and I can test with the play sound 2D that it works. This is just testing, by the way, that's why I'm not explaining so much. So now if I go through this trigger box here that's located there, I'm gonna lose my sanity. And you can do this in your games as well with the jump scares, etc. So you have two simple nodes. This is that being reduce sanity, increase sanity, and also you have get sanity and get sanity percentage. So yeah, very clean, very nice. You will definitely make it find it useful. So that's it for today, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.